Hey everybody, I'm Tom White for the Network for Global Innovation, and welcome to our Spotlight series, where we share the remarkable best practices of our members throughout the network. Today we're thrilled to be joined by Elemental Excelerator with offices in Hawaii and Palo Alto, California. We're joined by Tiffany Nguyen from Elemental. Tiffany, welcome to the Engine Spotlight.
Hi, Tom. Thanks so much for having me. We're really excited to be here.
Well, thank you for joining us. So, Tiffany, not long after Elemental was launched, your founder, Don Lippert, took a 6-month trip. Can you tell us where she went? What was she doing? And how did that trip turn out to be so influential to the future of Elemental?
No, I think it's a great story. So, Elemental started out of something called the Hawaii Clean Energy Initiative in 2009. So, we were basically just granting out money to clean tech companies. But they weren't hitting the commercial inflection points that we were hoping for. So, Dawn really took a look and decided to pause on the program. And she went around the country for 6 months talking to anybody who would talk to her really about how to bring tech into the market. And, through her discovery and research process, she was able to start creating the organization that we are today. And we've been iterating on ourselves ever since.
Outstanding. So, how did that inform the nature of the programs that Elemental would be creating, fostering, and growing?
We realized that these companies needed more than just funding. They really needed personalized coaching. Now we have 117 companies in our portfolio. All 117 of those companies are at different points in their startup journey. We realized that we needed to build more of a community around each of these startups to really help them deploy the projects, to have that proof of concept that would allow them to reach that next commercial inflection point.
What are the verticals that Elemental focuses on, and what would you say is at the common foundation of all of those verticals?
Yeah, so we work in 5 different sectors, and those sectors are water, mobility, food and agriculture, circular economy, and energy. The one thing that I think underpins all of it, and this is something that we've been leaning more and more into over the past few years, is really the idea of equity access. So, we really exist to help get these technologies into the communities that really need them.
I think I've heard you call those frontline communities.
So you're absolutely right. Our definition of frontline communities are those who are most susceptible, or communities that will be experiencing climate change first, but many times they'll be the last to actually be able to get any of the technologies that come to market. So that's really important to us because we believe that the best solutions are equitable solutions. And moving forward, equity and access will be part of all of the program tracks that companies can apply into our portfolio for. And previously, it was its separate track. So we're really excited about that update.
So, all of your programs are happening sort of at the nexus of social equity and innovation. And so, can you tell us what these programs look like and what kind of companies they're designed to serve?
Our first track is something that we call our strategy track. And previously, for companies who might have applied to our program before, you might recognize that as our go-to-market track. So it's still our coaching track, and we fund companies up to $200,000 to go through the program. And that's where, we provide really tailored and customized coaching. So whether that's for messaging, operational scale up, sales and growth, we kind of take companies through the process and help them with whatever it is that they need at that point in time. And our next track is called our project track. So previously, some might know it as our demonstration track. And the main difference being now is that we will fund up to $500,000 for companies to work in Hawaii or California. So this next year, we'll be accepting 3 Hawaii based projects and 3 California based projects. And the last track, which is our newest one, is something that we're calling our global track. So it's really exciting. We'll be funding up to $300,000 to companies that are looking to expand into a new market or make a market pivot. And that can be globally anywhere in the world.
I see. So you're providing expert coaching to these companies in order to help them to scale at whatever stage of growth they're in. You're also providing access to corporate partners and then beyond that to investors. Can you tell us what those steps look like?
Yeah, so our sweet spot is definitely more mature stage company. We consider ourselves a growth stage accelerator. And part of kind of that special sauce that we help provide these companies when they come into our portfolio is the community that we build around each of the companies. So that includes, our corporate partners such as global utilities from all over the world, such as PTT in Thailand or National Grid in Australia, and also our investor network. So, throughout the past decade, we've been able to build a lot of really great relationships throughout this ecosystem. And we're really excited that we've just launched something called Elemental Connect. So I like to think of it as the Tinder for our startups and investor community, where both parties can put in basically their matchmaking criteria. And if there's a match, then the investors will get a ping via the email. And this is an AI-enabled platform.
So this is an AI-enabled platform that connects companies with investors, Tinder style.
Yeah.
So that's fascinating. Have you seen any results from this, or are we sort of hearing about this for the first time?
Yeah, so it's really new. We just launched it, and this is the first time I'm talking about it publicly. So
very exciting.
You're first.
We have an exclusive.
Yeah.
All right, great. Are you looking for portfolio companies within California, within Hawaii, or do you put the call out globally?
Our companies come from all over the world, and we're super excited every year to basically see what ends of the earth all these technologies are coming from. So last year, I think, is probably one of our most international cohorts so far. It's really great to see that so many people are working on climate positive solutions.
When does your new cohort application process kick off?
Yeah, so we just launched at the end of February, and the applications will be open through mid-April.
And where would companies go in order to apply for this? And what are you looking for in terms of, let's say, your top 3 criteria of companies that would be an ideal fit for Elemental?
You can just head over to www.elementalaccelerator.com. The 3 main criteria that we look for is that companies have at least 2 employees, a working prototype, and are for-profit climate venture. If you know any rock star CEOs working in this space, please share our website with them to come and apply.
Rock stars, you've heard it here. You know where to apply and you know what Elemental is looking for. And I think Elemental is really one of the key places to be if any entrepreneur has the ability and believes they have the ability, and there are many, to mitigate the effects of climate change and to fuel the kind of social equity through innovation that you're describing. So this is very exciting, and perhaps we can check in with you after your application process is closed and see what the new cohort looks like.
Yes, I would love that.
Tiffany Nguyen, thank you so much for joining us today, and I look forward to speaking with you again.
Thanks so much, Tom.